right, we got Coach Hayden Gregory and wide receiver Nate Ulmer here from Bluffton Bobcats. And fellas, I heard you already earlier today, Coach, talking about year 3 being the year that you kind of find a team's personality, find out what they're about. I feel like we've got a pretty good idea of what you guys are about, and so kind of an expectation of what we're going to find out this year. But how would you define that? What do you expect to find out this year?
Man, what I'm really excited to see is what areas we've grown in since last year. I feel like, a big knock on us in the past couple of years, we haven't been very good on defense. Last year, I felt like we were good at times, but we were just very inconsistent. This year, I'm looking forward to seeing our defense play as a whole unit and be good at stopping the pass, be good at stopping the run, everything. And I feel a lot better about our defensive line this year than I ever have. Offensively, you know what you're going to get with us. We're going to throw the ball a ton. We're going to put up a lot of points if we execute, and we're going to, be fun to watch. But I'm also looking forward to seeing how our run game develops, who we're going to have step up at the running back position, who our offensive linemen are going to be. And, I'm just looking forward to all that.
So you have all the same questions I have, sounds like. So I'm on the right track. Nate, tell me, well, first of all, who's calling plays? Who's your offensive coordinator?
So I've always been a huge part of the offense. Obviously, I'm an offensive coach. But since Coach Karkoff left, last year I hired a receivers coach, Coach Sean Cedar, who was a head coach in Ohio for the past 7 years, and he was our pass game coordinator last year. So this year I just promoted him to OC. Offense isn't going to change a whole lot. Same terminology, everything, just his little wrinkles added on to it.
So with that said, Nate, how much fun is it to play in this offense, dude?
It's real fun. Even if you're, fourth string, you still just have a chance to get in the ball every single play. So it's great.
Well, you won't be fourth string this year for sure, although you guys have had some deep receiving cores and you still got plenty of opportunity. It looks like it's going to be, Carnell is obviously the big target that everybody's going to be looking at, and that's going to create a lot of opportunity for you. So how much fun is it to play opposite that guy?
It's real fun. Everybody kind of physically just looks at him, and not only me, but our other receivers, Ben Black, Roman, Victor. It creates so much separation for them too. They get so much opportunity to make plays, and that's really exciting.
Yeah, to add on to that, I think a really cool thing that we had happen last year, I don't know if I've ever seen this from a high school team, is all 4 of our receivers caught for over 500 yards. And every receiver had over a 100-yard game. So like Nate, for example, had a huge game against Hilton Head last year. Well, they were double teaming Kyler Vick and Carnell and Brandon Bryan, and all of a sudden Nate runs right down the middle for a 70-yard touchdown, So we got so many great receivers, you can't cover them all. So as long as Aiden does a good job and we have a good offensive line to protect, we're going to get the ball to these guys and they're going to make plays.
You mentioned Aiden. He got some opportunities last year behind Owen Bays when injuries or just circumstances dictated. But I saw him even this spring. I was out at baseball games at River Ridge, and Aiden and Carnell are over there, working. So I know you're excited about what he can do now that he takes the reins.
Yeah, I'm really excited for these next few years with Aiden. I think he's a Power 5 quarterback. I guess Power 4 now, but Aiden's got one of the strongest arms I've ever seen from a high school quarterback. And last year, what kind of held him back from taking the starting job was he just wasn't ready mentally. And this summer and this spring and everything, he is fully grasped the offense. I mean, I could send Aiden out and be like, all right, go call a game, and he'd be able to call every play out and be able to execute. So I'm really happy with where he's at right now. He's going to have a huge year, and I'm just really excited for it.
Speak to your new quarterback.
He's great. Kind of like Coach Greg said, mentally last year I feel like he was still not immature but young.
It was a little fast for him.
Yeah.
And this year I feel like he's kind of really grown mentally more than anything. And I think that if he just, calms down and just knows what he needs to do, then it'll be fine.
Yeah. So that defense.
Yep.
That's the big question. Who are the guys that you're looking to step up and lead over there and turn that thing around?
So the funny thing is we have more returning starters on defense this year than we do on offense. So we actually have to replace more pieces over there. And, we're still trying to sort out some of those kinks. Defensively, we're bringing
one really big piece to replace.
That's the problem, right? So we return all of our DBs, we return 2 of our linebackers, and we return 2 of our defensive linemen. So, you know, the biggest piece that we are missing is a Jeremiah Curry, right? What I've kind of said to our defense coaches when we started planning back in February is we're not going to replace Jeremiah. That's an irreplaceable player. He is the leading tackler in Bluffton High School history. You know, the guy had 400 tackles in his high school career. There's not a Jeremiah Curry walking our hallways right now. So we don't need to replace him. We just need to get better in every other spot. It's like that old scene from Moneyball. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, where, you know, we don't have to replace Jason Giambi. We can just add a bunch of pieces in that can recreate him, right? So what I'm looking forward to this year is having not just one really, really good player and 10 average ones. I'm looking forward to having 11 good players all playing together, you know, and all together being excellent. So
yeah, sometimes you can kind of start looking around to watch the guy go do it, and when the guy's gone, then everybody's got to go do it.
That's what happened to us in the playoffs last year. Jeremiah got hurt, and all of a sudden everybody was like, what do we do? You know, so and I think that's why we lost in the playoffs last year. It wasn't as much that Jeremiah got hurt. It was more that everyone expected him to just do their job for them. So, you know, they can't do that anymore. There's going to be some kinks to work out over there, and I'm sure we're not going to shut out every team. You know, Beaufort's a good football team, May River's a good football team, Hilton Head's a good football team. We're going to give up points sometimes, but if we do our jobs, we are going to be able to keep ourselves in football games, and we'll let our offense, you know, go win the game for us.
I'm excited for you guys in Whale Branch. That's going to be a good battle.
Yeah, it'll be a fun game. I'm glad we got the first game at home. We've scrimmaged them the last 2 years, so it'll be nice to actually play them in a full football game.
Yeah, man. All right, thanks so much, fellas. Looking forward to it.
Yep, awesome.